Hello, welcome to Mindful Musings, or welcome back. I'm Dee Dee, your host. I'm an energy alchemist, sound bowl practitioner, and an intuitive. So, welcome. This is Saturday, September 6th, and I just want to say hello and thank you so much to all the new subscribers, all the old subscribers, to everyone who has watched and chosen to listen to these videos. Oh, my heart is so full. The last video regarding the messages from the crows, I don't know, it must have hit the algorithm or something, but I am deeply honored and appreciative of all of you who have watched and commented. I love reading the comments. It helps to establish that we are a community, that we're sharing, and I love that. So anyway, I am deeply touched, honored, and humbled. So that being said, oh, well, I wonder what my spirit team has in store today. We'll find out soon as I continue to ramble. It's been a couple of days since the last video, and okay, the words that are coming in is the healing process continues. This is the 6th, so tomorrow is the total lunar eclipse, and we've got Pisces and we've got Uranus. I really don't know a whole lot, just to know enough to, kind of know that the astrology and the planets are all benefiting us in going even deeper in our healing work and letting go. I know personally, I had an amazing massage yesterday from a very, very dear friend who, I think we're getting ready for our 50th high school reunion, so I've known him for over 50 years, and he's a wonderful massage therapist and a healer. I don't know if he would consider himself a healer or not, but he is. And, those are probably the healers that, yes and no, but that do the greatest good, because there's an openness, there's a humbleness, a humility, a pure, authentic energy that just comes through. And I'm profoundly healing. I'm still processing it all, but I was very kind of surprised at the amount of the heart, and I say perhaps, I know shoulder portals are very important for helping to activate the Alta Major chakra, another minor chakra, but it's called Alta Major, go figure. But anyway, allowing more even direct access to inner wisdom. But it was so sweet and heart opening, heart expanding. And anyway, Gary, in case you are watching, thank you again from my heart for the beautiful experience and healing. Like I said, it continues. That being said, I encourage all of you, if you can, reach out to healers, to others. If you're finding yourself experiencing some stuckness, or if the wounds have resurfaced, to take a look at for healing. Compassionate, use compassion, loving, and ask for assistance, even if it's just asking a beloved friend to just sit and be with you, and you can just explore and let your heart open. But this is the time right now, super available to us. I'll say it that way. Profound, deep healing is available to all of us. That can allow us to just release and let go, to continue to lift our vibrations higher. And so don't be surprised if you're feeling tender, or maybe it's just the opposite. Maybe you're feeling extraordinarily agitated and angry. It is what it is. There is no right or wrong. The main thing would be to be extending grace to yourself, and extend grace to others as well, knowing that others are experiencing this as well. They just might not be consciously aware that that's what they're experiencing. But grace and compassion and forgiveness. And it may look like an old situation comes up, and you take a look at it and you just go, okay, let me apply the light, let me apply awareness to this, and acknowledging. It's the ability to say, oh, this shadow aspect, I see you. Okay, I see you, and what message is there? What message do you have for me? What is the experience? So that I may integrate this, so that I may bring this into the light and integrate this to achieve the wholeness, and then release you into the light to transmute this which has been a wound and a shadow, and maybe has been a source of shame or guilt, bringing it into the light of love and compassion, for integration and transmutation, so it has served. And because that's what we're doing, is we are integrating the masculine, the feminine, and we all have both aspects. Hello. And that's what we are doing, is we are learning to balance and integrate those aspects, the aggressive, the assertive, the planning, it can be aggressive and warish, of the masculine tendencies, and the feminine, the feminine of compassion, of understanding, of healing, of greater understanding. We are in the process of bringing these together for balance. And that is what the new human, the new consciousness is all about. And yes, so many of us talk about the divine feminine is rising. Yes, that does not mean that the divine feminine is taking over, but it does mean the divine feminine has risen and is bringing in the divine masculine, so that we may be in balance. But remember, for so many years and decades, centuries, the divine feminine has been suppressed. So that's why we feel it as it's arising and she's taking over. She's not taking over, but she is rising to say, okay, enough of this distorted masculine. Let's let my love, let my compassion, let the light of the divine feminine shed the light on the divine masculine, so that that which has been a distorted masculine may be healed and bring in the divine. It's that whole divine in me recognizes the divine in you. I think that's playing out masculine and feminine energies, recognizing the divine in both and holding space and seeing that and recognizing it and saying, oh yeah, we recognize that this temper tantrum, bully, war, separateness of that old definition of what a masculine trait is toxic masculinity. Let's bring the love. Let's bring the compassion to it so that this wounded masculine may recognize what a divine, beautiful aspect of assertion, of clarity, of profound mental acuity, that in combination with the beautiful divine feminine of compassion and love and understanding of the greater good, of the justice of the harmony, that this works together. Wow. Did not know that that was up, but apparently that is, at least for me. And to have compassion for yourself as you recognize that we are merely remembering who we are. We came into this, our incarnation into this planet, perfect, lovable. We don't have to do anything to prove our worthiness and our lovability. And yet, when we came onto this planet, that veil of amnesia and forgetfulness came down, and we forgot. We forgot how powerful and how loving and how balanced we really are. So we are in the process of remembering that. And that's a beautiful thing. And it requires a lot of compassion, a lot of patience, and a lot of forgiveness. Because remember now, that very thick veil of forgetfulness, of amnesia, it is thin. It's just, as my friend Tracy said, you know how that the veil that's so weighing is very thin, you know, so that the other side is available. It used to be only at that time. Well, guess what? That's that way now all of the time. The veil is thinning even more. It is already thin, so that we are truly learning how to navigate being multidimensional energy beings in this physical form. And that's exciting. And it can also be extraordinarily disconcerting when you're not used to it. If you haven't spent the last few decades, you know, like I have, or many others, you know, of exploring this, of really doing the self-awareness, self-improvement, self-evolution of spiritual growth. If you haven't been doing that and been awakened to so many of the aspects, it could be extremely frightening to suddenly start recognizing you have an intuition or getting a gut instinct if you're not aware of it. So please have compassion if you're someone who's just recently waking up to all of that. Have compassion for yourself. And for those of you who are more seasoned in it, have compassion for those who are just starting on this journey, because it's an exciting journey and it's kind of a daunting one in this 3D planet that we're in right now, because the little sensitives are being so bombarded with all these emotions, all these feelings that aren't theirs. They're the collective humanity that's in fear and in panic. So have compassion, share your wisdom, share your tools for how you protect your energy. Because that's how we're all going to assist each other, is sharing the wisdom. And being open, for those old timers like me, being open to far greater wisdom, there's so much more. For, what is it, where it said that we only see the 5% of what the universe really has for us. We got a long ways to go, and that's the good news. That's the exciting news, is to remain open to the possibilities, and to know that we don't know. What was that game? You don't know Jack. We don't know Jack. We know a little bit, and that little bit is wonderful. But remain open to all this information that is being downloaded, that is uploaded, Mother Earth. Remain open. Let me preface that by saying, of course, energetically protect yourself by always, decreeing that only that which is for the highest and greatest good, and then no lower negative vibrational energies, no lower timelines, no false timelines may enter. Protect yourself in that way, energetically, invoking Archangel Michael. Protect yourself, of course, but not from a place of fear, but from a place of sovereignty. And then get grounded, open to the cosmic, let earth energies flow up, let cosmic energies flow down. Run that cosmic and earth energies throughout, flowing throughout, however that may look. That is creating your sovereign field. You stay neutral in the center of your head. You focus on your breathing. And then just wait. See what messages. Ask. Ask your spirit team. Ask for the guidance. And then wait. In stillness and in quiet and in calm. Breathing. As you clear your energetic field and you become a source of calm. As you become source. Because remember, we were born source. We already are. We just are peeling away all of the programming and all of that we learned and believed that we weren't source, that these things were getting in the way. No, we just simply are. And when we take the time to be quiet and remember that we are powerful, that we are sovereign, we are divine, I am. In that moment, we remember who we are. We remember we are divine beings, having that human experience. And the more of us who remember and embrace our divine nature, And the more of us who can sustain that for longer periods of time, the less the external 3D vibration has control. Because remember, that 3D vibration, whatever word level you want to ascribe to it, the one of war and separateness and deceit, disillusion, or illusion, greed, all of that stuff. It is working so hard to create as much distraction and as much chaos as possible to prevent us from recognizing our sovereignty. Because that force knows that when we live in our sovereignty, it no longer has control over us. And then we do access. So more and more, and I know, be very discerning. And be very discerning about which energies you're going to subject yourself to. Because you, as this precious, sovereign, loving light, you don't need to have the muck and the mire around you. Choose your sovereignty. Observe from a neutral, compassionate neutrality. You can observe, but don't go into that. The words that came in, don't go into the fog. Just don't go there. Stay here in the clarity. And like what I talked about in the last video, get to know your own measurement. Is that the right term I want to use? But you are your own barometer. You are your own lie detector. And you have to become so familiar with it in your own somatic system, in your own body, that you will be able to recognize truth versus deceit. And that is going to be critical. It is critical right now, because the technologies are so profound that it can be very believable. That you have to be your own detector of truth and lies. It's nice to receive external validation, but it's not necessary, because we are on this sovereign path. We are on the sovereign path as individuals. The validation is nice. I say that it's nice, but be careful of a tendency to give away your power to anyone or anything outside of you. And that includes all of us who do YouTube channels. You are still the ultimate decision maker of what resonates as truth for you, as what resonates. Because there are countless of us who are pure in our intentions. But know that there are some that may not be pure, that may have a little nefarious, or may be really ego-based, whatever. But trust. Let that, trust whether you go, oh yeah, I'm in I feel good, I feel peaceful, I feel calm, or if you're getting riled up. Just check it out for yourself. Because again, technology is such, AI as such, when in being used for a greater good with pure intentions, it's a wonderful, powerful tool. But remember, those who have a little bit more nefarious have just as much access, if not even greater, to create false realities. That is one reason you have to access your own truth, to know what is true. Because for a while it's going to get a very slippery slope of what is true and what isn't. And you are going to be the only one who knows what's true and what isn't for you. Whatever that is, the message that was coming through really strongly and urgently. Also the image of Archangel Michael, I always invoke him for protection and to sever any energetic cords that do not serve, but also know that the legion, the army, the legion of angels, they're right here, and they are right behind you too. They are all around us. Our galactic friends, celestial beings. I encourage you to invoke their help, their guidance, their assistance, because remember, they will not interfere without your permission. And they won't interfere, but they can come to assist, but you need to invoke and ask for guidance and protection. And then be still and know what the messages are. When you get a message, act on it, so that your spirit team and everyone knows that, oh, okay, you're listening, okay. And remember, messages can come in so many different forms. I've talked about it before. It can come in as just a knowing. It can come in as a gut feeling. It can come in your dream state. It can come in if you're journaling and you just can ask a question and then just automatic writing. It can come in the form of song lyrics or overhearing a conversation. Animals, nature is one of our greatest sources of messages, like the messages of the crows, the messages of the jays out here. I just watch the animals, and it always brings me into a present moment of, everything is all right. Just keep breathing, one foot in front of the other. You take one step, and then the light will shine, and you'll know what the next step is. Don't rush your process. Don't judge your process. Just don't judge. And when you do judge, bring in that forgiveness and compassion. But judging is a form of separation, and it's an ego thing. And it's an ego thing we judge on ourselves all the time, that we should know better. Well, if we knew better, we would do better. We did what we could with what we knew at the time. Forgiveness, compassion, and knowing we are guided and we are protected. There is a legion, an army of millions of angels. Ooh. that one got me. We are loved. Oh, I'm so grateful. And the moment we bring in the gratitude, is when the love flows through and miracles can take place. Yeah. Oh, I was just going to sit here a moment and let that beautiful energy just flow out, flow through. Angels are around us on all levels. All right. Let me see if there's any more messaging through the oracle cards. Remember, stay grounded, center of your head, for compassionate detachment, breathing as above, so below, as within, so without, staying hydrated, and self-care, nature. Go out and hug that tree, listen to the birds, watch the animals. And as everything is, do what brings you passion, what ignites your passion, your creativity, your joy, your laughter. Because remember, that is all of higher vibration. And when we are vibing high, that lower vibration can't get to us. And we're just going to continue joyfully, with mirth and gladness, creating the new. Let's see who's going to speak to us. I thought it was going to be you. Of course it is. It is Divine Masters. Again, Kyle Gray with the Divine Masters. Any further guidance or messages for us? And please like, subscribe, share, and on all of my videos, there is a link below if you feel compelled. It's buy me a coffee if you want to leave a tip. There's no, this is something I do for free. That is my being of service. So, let's see. Oh my. Oh, well, no, well. Okay. Well, I probably won't do a thorough reading on all of this, but all of these popped out because they want to be seen, and they want you to know that they are here. Thoth, divine magic. The teacher awakens, the student becomes the master. Divine magic, remembering we are magic, and remembering our words cast spells. That's what an affirmation is. So choose your words, choose your thoughts very mindfully, because form follows thought. Be masterful in your creations, creating from the heart, knowing that you are the divine magician, and that ancient magic lives within. Prepare yourself to access your ancient magic and use it for the highest and greatest good, There is nothing to be afraid of. It is who you are. For you are magic, and you are divine, and you have the power to create limitless possibilities. Wow. Saint Germain, the violet flame. Alchemy, release the old, make way for the new. That is what we are doing right now. So the image I also get in is, especially for this eclipse, invoke the flame of Saint Germain, that violet flame. Invoke it, see it coming up from the earth and encircling you, the violet flame of transmutation, as we can transmute and alchemize all that which no longer serves us, the wounds that are coming forward to be healed. Invoke the beautiful flame of Saint Germain and ask for the guidance and the healing, and know your magic. And part of this magic is the magic of alchemy. We are releasing the old. The planet is releasing the old. The continents are releasing the old to make way for the new. Sometimes releasing the old can look a little messy and a little painful, a little emotional, but just allow it to be what it is and allow it to alchemize and to release. And be aware of synchronicities in your life. Metatron and Sandalphon. Synchronicity, the divine connection and understanding lessons. And remember that as wounds have surfaced, as we release, don't punish yourself. You are not being punished. It is an awareness. It is simply this wound has resurfaced, or this is happening for our greater good, the greater good of humanity. It is not a punishment, no matter what religions might tell you. We are not being punished. We are being set free. Yet we must look at that. It must come to light without judgment, but with compassion. And when we can understand and apply the light and the love to it, it can be alchemized. Lesson learned, lesson, the understanding, the wisdom integrated, then it's alchemized. So I think that's one of the messages, is just remembering that what is happening in the world is not a punishment. It is our time, our opportunity to transmute, to gain the wisdom from the experience, to integrate the wisdom while releasing that which no longer serves. It's taking that darker energy, transmuting it into light, and transmuting it, which that can also, that darkness can be, as we can ask for the assistance of Saint Germain to help us in transmuting that with the violet flame, transmutation, alchemizing it, and then knowing that we are divine magic, and that in our alchemization and as we tap in to the power of who we are remembering ourselves to be, the veil is lifted, that we are powerful, we are sovereign. Yeah, The divine magic fills, surrounds, and protects us as we walk this path of trust and of faith. Knowing that we are never alone, but we have our loving beings, the army of angels, galactic beings, the earth beings, nature, all around us. We are not alone. Oh. Veil continues to thin. There's magic to do and magic to be. I don't exactly remember all of the lyrics to the song, so I'll have to look that up, but magic to do from Pippin. There's magic to do just for you, miracle places to see. Yeah. Sparkle. And then, oh, 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 it's magic. Yeah, let the sparkle shine. Anything, negativity, just flow that glitter. Just toss that glitter dust of magic and glitter and upliftment. Let it just sparkle and transmute it. Yeah, that's the image that's coming. Just sprinkle that magic, that fairy dust, that magic dust of transmutation. Sprinkle it wherever you go. Be the pig pen of fairy dust. That can be the dirt and the anxiety and all that. We are of glitter and light and sparkle. Shine on, beautiful souls. I'm sure I will come back later. Talk with you soon. Much love and so much gratitude. Thank you. Keep shining your light. Keep the faith. We're on this. The divine magic in me recognizes the divine magic in you. So be it. Namaste.